So, the interesting thing though about all these like lawsuits and things that are happening is now it feels like in our current social climate, there's a lot of people kind of getting judged like it's a court of public opinion type of thing. Something will happen. It goes like viral on social media,
Right.
and then it's almost like that's your court case because people will like find you. They'll find where you work. You know, tell your job, get you fired, and and that's it. It's like that's your court case right there. You did something wrong, and
Yeah, I'm getting a little tired of that
yeah,
because I feel like sometimes people are taking advantage of that. There's been like recently, there's been at least the last couple of years, there's been a lot of things on social media and in the news about like Karens. Like you
right.
know what I'm talking about
Yeah,
when I
yeah.
say Karen. Okay.
Yeah.
Doing pretty screwed up stuff. And hey, some of them get dogged out and shamed, publicly shamed,
Yeah.
and I don't necessarily have a problem with that.
Yeah.
But I feel like we need all the facts before we start doing that. And sometimes there's just a little tiny bit.
Yeah.
Have you heard of this woman who I think she worked for a hospital? Now I'm forgetting some of the stories here. But she got involved in an argument with a kid over these city bikes. Have you seen these city bikes?
I heard. I know a little bit about this, but not much.
Okay, so basically in a lot of larger cities, there's public bikes that are available, and you download an app and you you walk up to them and you're like, hey, there's a bike in whichever there's like a connector thing you put it into, like a cradle or something, and you pick the bike and it unlocks it, and then you can take it. But then that bike is registered towards you.
Yeah.
So these kids argued with her and basically were like, you're taking my bike. And the public slammed her because first she was freaking out and crying, and then she got kind of upset and started calling the police. And then everyone was like, where's your tears now? Where's your tears? And she's like, but this is my bike. Well, the kid was saying it was his bike. Now it's come out that this is what happened. Because with all these apps and everything, it's all everyone, if you purchase the bike, there's a log for it.
Yeah.
So evidently she purchased the bike, and then she said in the police report that the kids were hassling her and forced her to push the bike back into the holder. And then they rented the bike and pulled the bike back out. But she was on it and she was arguing with them.
Oh, okay.
So she initially did purchase the bike, unlocked it,
Yeah.
and then they were messing with her and forced her to cause it to go back in.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was the only bike there, why this was going down. But then they did legitimately rent the bike.
Yeah.
But they kind of forced the scenario. So now I don't feel that bad for these kids. Like in the beginning, the media really made it sound like this woman is a monster. And now I'm thinking, oh, she got kind of screwed over there. And I think, huh.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the only part I heard of the story because I saw a couple clips of it, but I didn't know what was going on. And then I saw something, for me, it was out of context because someone was just stating that same thing that, the bike was rented for like 7 seconds.
Right.
And then it was, rented again or,
Yeah. It was something like that. And then to compound the whole issue, it's a white woman and a black kid.
Yeah.
And there's been so many situations, like, wasn't it just like 2 years ago where a woman accused some, like a black teenager of stealing her cell phone, got into a physical altercation with the kid. And finally the store owner was like, let me call your phone.
Yeah.
And then her purse rang.
Yeah.
And it was like,
yeah, right. Yeah.
Well, now you've assaulted
Yeah.
a child.
Right.
And yeah.
Yeah.
And in those situations, I think publicly shame her.
Yeah.
But in this bike scenario, because I saw it when it first came out, and then I saw the update.
Yeah.
And when it first came out, I was like, Karen.
Yeah.
And then when I heard more about it, I was like,
Yeah.
it's kind of her bike.
Yeah. Dang. Yeah, it's rough. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Like sometimes all the facts aren't out there.
Yeah.
No.
And I don't really
No.
think our current level of news is helping with that. I think they're exacerbating this problem.
Yeah, true.